I want to share some more history with you guys from the Henry Ford Museum and Greenfield Village, and I hope it makes you all want to go. So enjoy. Today we would call a multi fits and fall here. Oh, but that's what this is. Mike.
Hello, welcome.
Hey, I'm Tony with Tony's Car Care YouTube channel.
Very good.
Can
Nice
we,
to meet you.
you too, can we tell the viewers all about the story of Thomas Edison and his laboratory coming here from Menlo Park, New Jersey, and the 50th anniversary of the light bulb celebration and everything?
Yes, I can. This is 1876 to about 1882 with Thomas Edison moving away from the telegraph, which he has his New Jersey desk there from Newark. He's coming from Newark, New Jersey, and he's a very successful telegraph inventor, the best of all time, with coming up with 4 messages over one wire, the quadruplex he comes up with. He's got the ticker tape, he's got the embossing telegraph that will record and replay telegraph messages. About the time he comes here, he's also got the first time electricity was in business with the electric pen copy machine, which is going to be the forerunner of the ditto or mimeograph machine. And then someone else will say, this would be perfect for making tattoos. And so it will later turn into the tattoo pen. But he's going to be the one that comes up with sound and light in this location. And this device, the embossing telegraph, will record telegraph messages. Edison thinks he hears a sound, a noise, a voice coming off of this, and he sketches this in one of his 2,500 notebooks. Is the tinfoil phonograph that he comes up with. And so this is the beginnings of recorded sound.
Like the one downstairs.
Like the one downstairs that you can listen to when you come to the village. We'll play one for you with some of the original tin. One of his investors in his music company gives him an organ so that he can record sound in the future. Organ music or other instruments could be recorded onto. Here they'd use it for fun, take breaks here in the middle of the night and have some sound coming out of there. We have Edison's voice from 1927, the 50-year anniversary of the tinfoil phonograph. So here is Edison in 1927.
First, I spoke in the original phonograph, and a little piece of practical poetry. Merely had a little lamb, its sweet white and slow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
So that's an 80-year-old Thomas Edison redoing in 1927 the magic of recording and replaying sound. He's called the Wizard of Menlo Park after that event. 2 years later, Edison comes here to Greenfield Village, and we're going to have the 50-year anniversary of the perfected light bulb. The incandescent light bulb that Edison and his team perfect after 1,600 experiments in this well-stocked lab. The best in the United States at that time was this lab, the best equipment and tools that he has here. Edison sits here resting up after doing a show for the nation, a live radio broadcast, and a movie. A movie's made of this grand event.
And this was a big deal. Who all was invited?
So it's Madame Curie, Orville Wright, Will Rogers, 300 guests from around the world. And here's a photo of the elite that come up here for the radio broadcast in 1929 on October 21st, exactly 50 years to the day after Edison had perfected the light. Here is his old helper, Francis Yale, from Menlo Park, the last remaining member of his crew. And here's Herbert Hoover, 1 week away from the great crash that will make him unpopular fella. And here's Henry Ford, who was so inspired by Edison as a young worker here in Detroit for the Edison Illuminating Company. And Edison's resting up. He's in poor health and collapses at the big dinner and has to spend 3 days at Ford's home. As they're leaving to go to the dinner in the Lovett Hall, Mr. Ford says, let's nail that chair right to the floor to remember this day. That
So once Thomas Edison scooted his chair back to get up, that chair's never been moved since.
Exactly.
It was nailed to the, Henry Ford ordered one of his workers to nail it to the floor, didn't he?
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And so when the floorboards were replaced, they cut around it
Yes.
and left it.
With COVID, we've redone the inside, painted this building, put in fire suppression system, but left the chair exactly where it was in commemoration of
Yeah, it's never
our
been
mentor.
moved since 1929.
Exactly right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
And this building was brought here from Menlo Park, New Jersey in what year?
So that was starting in like 1926. Henry starts to bring in what's left of the Menlo Park complex, everything inside this picket fence area. And
It was in pretty bad despair, wasn't it?
oh yes, very bad condition. One building burned. All the supplies are taken to his lab in New York and then West Orange. And so there's not much here. Edison does not enjoy coming back any longer after his first wife had passed away here, and really has hard feelings about Menlo Park for many years.
Really?
And so he abandons this place and moves on to a much bigger and a more expensive lab.
And Henry Ford thought that it needed to be preserved and people needed to see it and know the history.
Yes, he wants Greenfield Village to be the story of the common man, and no one did more for human beings than Thomas Edison did in the eyes of Henry Ford.
Right.
And he's going to show you his version of history. It's not just about generals and wars. There's the common man
Right.
who does so much. And with Mr. Edison here doing so much with research and development, so many other companies pick up the mantle. We'll have Bell Labs, we'll have General Electric spending vast amounts of money on research and development. But he starts other fields, medicine, he does x-rays, Edison does. He does research into cement, batteries, research he does later. So he continues on, and even here we have botany he does near the end of his life. He's doing, trying to make synthetic rubber for his friends Harvey Firestone and Henry Ford.
Yep, they worked together on that. Pretty
Yes.
good, yeah. Now, how many train loads of original soil was dug up from Menlo Park, New Jersey
Yeah.
for this all to be built on?
So this was 7 train loads of original soil, and we have the original glass blowing shop here. And it was really the story of a team effort, with Edison having this fantastic group that he surrounds himself with to help him do this inventing. So it was, instead of a guy having one friend in a garage, now we have a research facility with experts in many fields.
And this photo was when it was still in New Jersey.
This is still in New Jersey. Here's Edison with some of his team up here in 1880, and so successful, like 400 patents come out
Yeah.
of here.
Out of this
changing the
one
world.
building.
Out of this one building in 6 years. He is working on light and sound, and he's going to give us power as well. He has his own motor, direct current motor, and there's a sewing machine over here that he is running by electricity.
Wow. He's running all that by electricity by what year?
This is 1880.
1880.
He'll start with the power plant, and we have the original boiler and a steam engine and the generators that he perfects. But he'll continue working. He'll put the first power plant into New York City soon and have jumbo generators and have 60 customers by 1882 in Lower Manhattan
Wow.
to start to electrify the world.
A lot of people were afraid of it at first, weren't they?
Sure.
Electricity, yeah.
Yeah, some did not want to have that installed
Yeah.
in their homes. They were afraid, and some of them rightly so, with this new career of electrician. And
Right.
the direct current homes were more likely to catch a light more than others. But Edison has copied the gas company and says we want to have indoor lighting, and we're going to have it every so often. Have bulbs. We're going to switch from gas, which could explode, catch fire,
Right.
or you could ingest. You could breathe in and could kill you, and you would have trouble waking up the next morning.
Right.
And so he studies everything about them, and then says, you know what? I'm not going to put my wires on the pole with those other 100 wires, 150 wires that are already there in major cities. I'm going to go underground, like the gas company did. So some say, if you want to know anything about the gas company, ask Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
He knows everything about them. And he's going to have this would be like one jet of gas, 2 candle power. He's going to describe it as his go up to 16 candle power. We just
Yeah.
have it at 2 with our limited amount of electricity
Right.
in here.
Right.
But he's hooked on direct current, because he says that's the best with his motor and 110 volts of electricity.
Right.
Very limited.
Right.
His greatest contribution is the subdivision and distribution of electricity. No one else could figure out that problem. The same guy who figures out how to subdivide telegraph messages.
Right. Maybe I can get him to demonstrate that for us downstairs.
Very good.
So-
Very good. Excellent.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you very much for talking with us.
Thank you so
I
much
appreciate it.
for videotaping me. I appreciate
No
you
problem. Look it up
putting
on
that-
Tony's Car Care.
I will.
YouTube channel, Tony's Car Care.
Tony's Car Care. I
Yep.
remember that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Tony.
All right, see ya.
Appreciate it.
Hey, we're down here with, Mike came downstairs here with us to demonstrate Thomas Edison's phonograph. So,
Yes, this is called the tin foil phonograph. It's named after the tin that wraps around this machine. And this is 1878. Edison has come up with a device that will be taken around the United States, and people will lease them and play them at a county fair or church and charge a dime or 25 cents to hear their voice. It'll speak in any language.
Wow.
Whatever
Yeah.
you talk in, it'll
it's
repeat.
gonna, yeah.
Some think this is fake. There is a ventriloquist presenter, or a little person, little Tom, is inside here, and I just give him the message. But this is what Edison designed at first, back in 1877. The next year, his good friend Sigmund Bergman makes 100 of these, and they would take them and lease them to folks who would take them to a county fair, church, and then charge a little bit for you to play this. He's called the Wizard of Menlo Park, and he's not afraid of publicity. This is going to help investment, but at first it's a novelty item with recording onto tin. What we're going to do is we're going to remove the needle and the diaphragm, and we're going to go past this one recording and make a new one that's held on with a bar, and you stretch the tin on there and then put these side pieces in to hold the bar in. And now we'll put the needle right on and lock it in. We were struggling a little while ago with sound. We asked a historic machinist to come out. He checked it over. We put some new tin on. He says, I think it's working fine. So
Good.
This is the only one in the world that's played in public. There are a few left. But
There's
we'll
only
take
like maybe what, 6 known left,
6 or 9 left, very few.
and several of them are here, right?
Yes, we have
The
a few
Henry
here,
Ford.
4 or so here. The original is at West Orange, the very first one that Edison made. And but this is the only one played in public. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the small megaphone and yell into it and place it on here and turn at the same time. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. Everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go, go, go.
And that was exactly what Thomas Edison said in there
That
too,
was
wasn't it?
something very similar with that. He said Mary had a little lamb. He was going to say something to inspire the world. Didn't remember what it was, so he just went with Mary had a little lamb instead, because he couldn't quite recall. And so I'm going back to the beginning. I've rewound, put the needle back on, lock it in, and then I'll try to turn it as quickly as I record it to try to have it sound perfect. So let's give it a try. So that was the beginnings of sound recordings. Not the most perfect yet, still. It was kind of scratchy. It did amaze people.
They could hear their own voice.
They hear their own. He is the Wizard of Menlo Park, and he's pictured in the Daily Graphic with a Harry Potter hat and a magic wand as he's performing this magic. But as Edison with many things, it's not magic, it's just hard work. And at the same time, he's doing sound with the microphone. He perfects here. The telephone, he perfects Alexander Graham Bell's device. Mm-hmm. He's working on acoustic telegraph, and he's the one who can do telegraph messaging. 4 messages over 1 wire with that. He can slow down messages, record telegraph messages onto paper. And so this guy who struggles with hearing says, you know what, it helped me to focus on my work.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be distracted by conversations, who's dating who. He can focus on his work. And so this made him famous with this. It's a device he'll come back to later. He's going to be busy with.
He's working on a
electricity.
light bulb.
He's working, 1878, when this is made by his friend, he'll start working on the power and lighting, and then come back to this and do the wax cylinders and the records.
Yeah.
He'll perfect both of those technologies for sound.
How old was he when he died?
He was 84 when he passed away. And he's here as a 29-year-old to 35-year-old here. His best work
Yeah.
was done here
Yeah, in this building.
in this building.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, once
Appreciate
again,
it.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I really
my pleasure.
appreciate you talking
Yes.
with us.
Yeah, you're welcome.